Hello, everyone. Today is day 18 with my Video Rockstars Challenge group, and I'm having problems with my lighting still. I'm waiting for my ring light, but because of the pandemic, it's taken a bit of time. So I'm hoping this flickering stops. I've been trying to cover up and light up and so on and so forth. But that's not the purpose of my Facebook Live and YouTube Live. Today, I'm going to talk about connections count for many reasons. I'm a therapist, as most of you know, and I'm a relationship therapist. I believe in the healing powers of the relationship, not because of me, but because of the relationship you have with each other. And I have a client, a lovely client that I was talking to today. She's a therapist, and she's a wonderful human being, and I get the sense of wonderful therapist. And she was telling me about a person that contacted her to tell her how much better they were doing, and they were about to get married. And she said, Darlene, no matter what, it's about the relationship. And I could not agree more. Therapy goes through spurts like many other things. There are some people that feel you don't need the relationship. And I suppose there are some specific symptoms that don't need a therapy that is long-term relational. And strategies do work effectively. I know this. I'm a hypnotherapist, so I believe it. But hypnotherapists also have to be trusted. Now, I also talked today in a group about connections count, and we were talking about it and how it just felt really good. This group is a lovely group, a group of writers, and it felt like today was fabulous. Finally, I want to just mention a couple of things. Many of us are trained to listen, obviously. Therapists need to listen, of course, but we don't have to be blank walls. And for many of us who tend to be relational anyway, it was much more of a challenge for us to sit back and stay contained. And finally, I let that guard go down, and I became more of who I really was, integrating that with my role as a psychotherapist. I love it, and I think people do much better with you being authentic, listening, of course, but being authentic and engaging. Also, Harvard did a study a while ago that most therapists want their therapist to talk to them. So all you therapists out there who don't talk to your clients, you should go look that up. And finally, Psychotherapy Network has said, there's many therapies that work. Bottom line is, it's the relationship. Years ago, there was a woman named Anna O. That was her, I believe, the pseudonym she was given. And I have heard different stories. There were variations on this. But the bottom line is, she had therapy with a man named Joseph Brewer. He did not think it was effective, but it was the talk therapy. It works. It was about the connection. He was doing a lot of analysis. I think he may have done hypnosis also, because Freud was practicing it then. They were colleagues, or he was his disciple. I'm not really sure. But anyway, Anna O went on to become a social worker. But they believe the connection is what helped her heal. Several years ago, I had the opportunity of meeting Sophie Freud, who I may have mentioned this in another broadcast, but she was a social worker and the granddaughter of Sigmund. She had no interest, I think I mentioned this, of talking to me. She was in my husband's store buying a chair, and that's all she wanted to focus on. I didn't say a word about Sigmund. I just said, I'm an MSW. But I read about her in the Boston Globe sometime later, and she talked about the transference, the connection between two human beings. And she said, it's love. And I would concur. So all those people that think they can replace the human connection with a robot or something that doesn't talk back, wrong. Engaging another human being, listening, speaking when you must. I call it engaged communication. There's nothing like it. And speaking of connections count, I labeled it that because, and I see the flickering going on, sorry about that. I labeled it because my friend Melody Beach and I co-host a show called Connections Count on Unity Radio every Monday, EST, Eastern Standard Time. Remember, that's EST. In Central Massachusetts, 97.9 Unity Radio. And you can watch us on Facebook Live. And we are just spontaneous, extemporaneous. We just talk about all kinds of connections because aren't there many? I hope you didn't mind the flickering. I hope you're having a lovely day. I look forward to getting my ring light, and I'm sure anyone that's watching this, so aren't you. And enjoy the weather. I'm in New England. It's very warm, but I'll take it over the cold. It's a few days before summer, so perfect timing for it. Until tomorrow, I will see you again soon. Bye for now.